Hi, my name is Millie Corral, and I will be presenting stress and stress management. Stress is the reaction that your body endures when it faces challenges or change. Stress can manifest in various forms, including emotional, behavior, occupational, and familial dimensions. Some symptoms of stress would be exhaustion, headaches, dizziness, high blood pressure, chest pain, aches and pains, weak immune systems, and more. Stress activates the psychological flight or flight response, which prepares the body to confront or escape perceived threats associated with stress. Stress can be seen as positive or negative, however, it initiates a response to the body to increase productivity. Today, we will engage in a comprehensive analysis and discussion of causes, effects, and effective management strategies. Next, here is some background on stress. Stress or excessive stress often leads to feelings of tension, strain, or an overwhelming sense of pressure, which contributes to the development of a hostile or emotionally changed environment. Although stress is often perceived as negative, it can be effectively controlled if individuals develop strategies to manage potential stressors, internal conflicts, and personal thought patterns. Stress can change many factors within the workplace and cause major life changes amongst the daily hassles one might face. Each individual encounters unique stressors, many of which be beyond their control. However, they can develop effective strategies to cope with and overcome the challenges they may face. Next is the causes of stress. Some causes would be school, so studying or taking a test, work, working with groups or other people, having a bad day, moving to a different location or a different area that's not familiar, starting a family, welcoming a new baby to the environment, time management, trying to schedule things on a timely manner, financial issues, money, and of course, unexpected events or failures. Next, coping with stress. Lazarus and Folkman's concept of the coping process identifies that individuals tend to scope the scenery of a situation and will change coping behaviors or mechanisms. Coping behaviors are shaped by the resources individuals utilize, such as problem-solving abilities, social support networks, and the physical health and energy necessary to implement meaningful change. Coping mechanisms create methods to enhance well-being and health, manage short or long-term issues, develop stress relief tactics, and elicits a desire to find a way around stressors. Next is how to manage stress. First, you can create an environment where communication is strategized and promotes a safe environment for feedback on both ends. Second, it is recommended that one endures fair mechanisms to enhance the workplace relationships or in hopes to reduce conflicts or difficulty in the workplace. Third is maintaining the ability to be productive and keeping healthy. Fourth is shifting the energy of the environment of the workplace. 5 would be implementing an energy boosting strategy. And 6 would be identifying the level of importance of stressors. And next, we will have energy boosters. Energy boosters help reduce stress and is defined to renewing energy to handle new tasks. Some energy boosters include walking around the block to induce the flow of endorphins in the body, taking a power nap to rest, staying hydrated to eliminate fatigue or crankiness, taking a break from technology or social medias online, eating a healthy diet, affirmations to maintain a positive perspective, and maintaining a sleep routine at night. Why is stress good for you? Although stress can be crucial, it is important to remember that stress can be helpful in the way that it initiates an individual to overcome dilemmas. Stress is something that everyone experiences in their lives. However, one can learn how to manage or maintain stress and how to cope with it. Stress can enhance mental and physical performance by heightening alertness and promoting greater awareness of one's surroundings and the actions required in each situation. Stress can be something that makes you better, but it is a question of how much, how long, and how you interpret or perceive stress. Overall, stress can be beneficial or harmful, depending on how it is managed. Ultimately, it is an individual's approach to stress that determines whether it is a positive or detrimental burden. What is stress management, and are there any challenges? Stress management is involvement amongst many techniques and coping mechanisms to manage stress levels, the quality of impacts, and a measure of resilience. An ongoing challenge that occurs within stress is that it comes and goes as it wishes and is never ending. It includes controlling emotions, environments, the way you process dilemmas, and what goals they're achieved, and more. The ultimate goal is to maintain a balance within life, with room to work on all aspects of life, which would be work or relationships and outside fun factors. Stress management is important due to the risk factors or harm that it may cause an individual's entire well-being. It is important to implement strategies to manage stress, as sometimes we might feel overwhelmed or high pressures, such as tension. Making the change to implement procedures for stress prevention creates a different environment for yourself, but as well as others. One challenge an individual might face is overestimating the amount of responsibility in the workplace and how to manage such factors. There are unhealthy ways of dealing with stress. Such would be using alcohol or drugs to relax, eating junk food, sleeping more than usual, projecting stress onto others, procrastinating stress, keeping yourself busy to avoid real issues, withdrawing from family or friends, and taking stress out on others. Here is a chart to kind of show you which factors are involved within stress management. So we see exercise, the relaxation of muscles, eating well, taking breaks frequently, making time for free hobbies, talking about your dilemmas, taking a slow route to your process, and deep breathing. Next, we have our conclusion. Overall, stress is a consistent factor within our lives regarding our personal stress, thoughts, attitudes, situations, and more. Stress contributes a huge part to our lives. Stress management implements actions to maintain and organize the stressors that we face in day-to-day lives. It is beneficial to recognize these factors and accept them rather than to try to avoid them in attempts to avoid any further risk later down in our pathways. Here are some citations, and thank you.